Hey guys, thanks for the click and welcome back. I recently built a shed in my backyard and I installed a solar powered exhaust fan to help suck out some of the heat that builds up inside the shed. I like the performance of the solar powered fan so much that I decided to install another one on the other side of the shed. But this time, I'm going to bring you along to let you see how I installed this fan. So with that said, please like and subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And let's go to the backyard and let's install this fan, okay? Let's go. I ordered this solar fan off of Amazon, so let's open up the box and see what's inside. It comes with instruction manuals, mounting screws, a couple of fan grates, and the fan is about 4 5/8 by 4 5/8. There's also this mounting panel, and finally the solar panel, which is about 5 inches by 5 inches. The kit did not come with any type of mounting bracket, so I guess I'll have to make one. Lastly, I purchased a 4-inch dryer vent from Amazon, which has a removable front door and a nice little screen to keep the bugs out. I then took the fan outside to test it out. I had it in direct sunlight. I then plugged up the solar panel to the fan. The fan started up immediately. And as you can tell by the sound of the motor revs up to a high speed. But as I slowly adjusted the angle of the solar panel, you can hear the fan motor slowing down and speeding up depending on the angle of the solar panel. So this test definitely tells me that I have to make an adjustable mounting bracket that is adjustable in a few directions so that I can find the best angle so that the fan will operate at the highest speed possible. Now let's head to the shed and determine where we're going to mount the solar fan. I climbed up to the peak of the shed and using a template that I made for the dryer vent, I positioned it to the highest point. I then marked a circle, and then after that I marked the center point of the circle. Using a small drill bit, I drilled a pilot hole through the siding. I then went into the shed and found the drill mark. I positioned the same circle template over the drill mark and I marked the circle and I traced all the way around it. Once I finished with the trace, I got the fan and I positioned the fan over it, and as you can see I missed the gusset and the top plate, so I think this is a perfect place to place it. I then got my 4-inch hole saw and I started to drill the hole in the siding. But I just scored it at first and I came back with a 1/4-inch drill bit and I drilled a hole on the bottom of the circle. This small hole will act as a notch where I will run the solar panel wires to the inside of the shed. I then continued to finish drilling the hole to the 1/2-inch siding. Next, I got some 60 grit sandpaper to sand down the hole so that the dryer vent will fit smoothly in the hole. I next test fitted the dryer vent in the hole and it fit pretty nice. I then went inside the shed to inspect. As I expected, it went way past the 1/2-inch siding, so this is going to have to be trimmed. I then got a pencil and made a mark all the way around. I went outside and pulled out the dryer vent and I can clearly see the mark. So let's go inside the garage and find something to cut it with. I decided to use some tin snips. Tin snips is going to make easy work of cutting this excess material off this pipe. So let's go ahead and cut all the way around it, and now it'll fit flush with the 1/2-inch siding. Now let's get ready to make our adjustable bracket for our solar panel. I got a piece of 1x2 and I marked it just a little bit bigger than the solar panel and I cut it to that size. I then got a piece of 1/2-inch strip aluminum and I marked a couple of locations on the aluminum and I cut it to size. I then got a flat metal file and I filed off all the sharp corners and edges. I then positioned the 1/2-inch strip on the vise to the lines that I marked. At these lines, I'm going to put 90-degree bends in the 1/2-inch strip. I'm going to do this to both sides. So I flip it over, put it on the mark, I bend it over, and with the hammer I pound in the 90-degree angle. Now you can see on both sides I have a 90-degree angle. Now I mark the center of the bracket and I drill a hole. And I also go to the 90-degree bends and I also centered holes and drilled holes in those locations. Next, I centered and drilled holes on both ends of the 1x2. Next, using small wood screws, I secure the bracket to the 1x2. And as you can see, the 1x2 pivots really nicely in the bracket. Next, I position the solar panel onto the 1x2 and mark holes and drill pilot holes. I then get the solar panel. Using small wood screws, I secure the solar panel to the 1x2. And as you can see now, I have an adjustable bracket that moves in 2 directions. Next, I decide to paint the 1x2 with some exterior matching paint that matches the shed. This will give it a little bit of protection from the elements. After it had plenty of time to dry, I took everything outside and I started mounting the bracket. After the bracket, I screwed on the 1x2 with some small wood screws, got a screwdriver, and I screwed them tight. I then got the solar panel and I lined it up with the pilot holes, and I went ahead and mounted that to the 1x2. And as you can see, it now pivots in 2 directions so that I can find a good position to the sun. Next, I get the wires from the solar panel, put them inside, and it fits nicely in the notch. Next, I get the fan, and as you can see, there's a directional arrow that indicates flow. Make sure that you put this in the correct direction because you want your fan to be blowing out, not in. Next, I plug up the fan to the solar panel and it spins up at max speed. I then tidy up a bit and bundle up the wires and tie them down with a tie strap. I then dangled some thin strips of paper towel in front of the fan outside, and boy was I surprised how much air this little fan is pushing out. I then put the 4-inch dryer vent back in place and I screwed it down with some small 1/2-inch wood screws. And finally, I got some clear silicone and I put it on both sides and on top of the dryer vent. I used my finger and I pushed it into the crevice. This way, this ensures no water will get inside. I now have 2 solar exhaust fans in my shed, one on the south side and this one that I just installed on the north side. I'm sure with these 2 fans running during the summer months, it's going to help push out a lot of the heat that would normally be trapped inside my shed. I'm glad I installed them. As always, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. I would greatly appreciate it. Have a blessed day and hope to see you next time.